being isolated from people who understand these concepts, even if loosely, is like so wildly alienating. You know what I mean? I've watched my mother struggle with disordered eating my entire life and have come to realize my grandmother also has a horrible relationship with food. Right. We learn it, a lot of times we learn it from somewhere, right, Kristen? I'm very aware of my own relationship with eating and weight and had to ban my grandmother from oh, yeah, for sure. No, it's tough because my mom was basically like indoctrinated into eating disorders as like, you know, a boomer woman, right? Like she was born in the early 50s and like literally her entire life like was just indoctrinated with so much disordered eating behavior as part of diet culture. And so obviously by the time she had me, she had already had so many bad habits of her own that it was going to be impossible for her not to pass them along. My mom still harbors anger toward my late father for being an alcoholic, but I never held anger, only concern and love. Then it clicked in my early 30s that I'd been an addict since I was 15. It really made a lot more sense how I saw him, right? No, it's wild. My grandmother jokingly offered my mother the good stuff, which was a bottle of oxycodone after my grandfather passed. Yeah, that's so fucked. That is so fucked. I remember you mentioning that before. I had to take my mom outside and talk her through a panic attack. People are so clueless, literally so stupid. Super villain territory. She's 80 and doesn't believe that you can be addicted to prescriptions. Yeah, exactly. Even that, or people who are like, it was just a joke. And you're like, guess what? Don't make the fucking joke. It's not funny. Because I've had people do that before where they're like, oh, hey, or even worse is when people entrap other people to breaking their sobriety, which fucking, that makes me so beyond angry. But yeah, I have absolutely been there. Yeah, no, jokes are funny. My parents go to when my sobriety is brought up is to talk about stories where they were messed up on drugs or booze. Like, what? Yeah, that's so uncomfortable. I hate that. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, some people are just fucking so tone deaf to that sort of thing. It's really upsetting. Intentionally so obtuse. Hi, Cam. No, I know. Legitimately. No, there are times where people will say things and you're just like, I'm sorry, what? Why did you think that was appropriate right now? But yeah, no, I hear you. There's a difference between gallows humor between like you and your support structure and people who do not have like there are a lot of people, especially friends of mine who are also ED survivors, where they can say certain shit in conversation with me and it's okay because it's like, I know, like we've both been in this place together and like I know you have seen what you've seen, right? um but like, yeah, wild. I literally had to pull my partner back from attacking someone from my past who said you should get back on the bottle, you were more fun in front of her. That's disgusting. I hate that. She turned into feral spouse. Oh, my mom, actually, I credit Mark with my mom no longer making comments about my physical appearance because, like, she used to do it all of the time. And one of the first times that she did it in front of Mark was like early on when he and I were dating. And so, you could tell that he was nervous and was holding back a bit. And then, like, I'll never forget, we were at my parents' house and my mom just said this completely wildly inappropriate thing about my body. And Mark, just like, this is after we had been dating, I think, for almost a year and a half. He was past the point of like being purely deferential to my parents, and he flipped the fuck out on her. And I think that she was so like taken aback because just nobody had ever defended me like that. Like, never. Not my father, certainly not my brother, who was trying to avoid my mother's critiques himself. But like nobody had ever stood up for me, not even myself, right? So, when the minute that she was met with somebody telling her unequivocally to shut the fuck up and to keep her thoughts to herself, that was pretty much the last time. Even as a friend, I would be throwing hands, literally. I would love to. I could see Mark turning into Rambo if someone pulled that. Oh, believe me. My favorite animal is Mark when somebody thinks that they're going to be rude to me. Felt. My mom stands up for me with my father and his comments. Yeah.